The courtroom buzzed with the low hum of whispered conversations and the shuffle of papers as the trial of State Senator Raymond Carter approached its final day. The stakes were high, and the gallery was packed with journalists, politicians, and curious citizens eager to witness justice in action. At the center of the storm was Marcus Johnson, a man whose very presence seemed to command respect and authority. He was the state's ethics commissioner, tasked with upholding the integrity of public officials and rooting out corruption wherever it lurked. Today, however, Marcus was not sitting behind the desk of his office. He was summoned as a witness in the very trial that had shaken the state. The courtroom doors swung open, and Marcus entered with quiet confidence. Dressed sharply in a tailored navy suit and crisp white shirt, he carried a leather briefcase containing the weight of countless investigations. As he walked toward the witness stand, his calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the smirk plastered on the face of the prosecuting attorney, Gregory Blake. Blake was known for his arrogance and thinly veiled disdain for Marcus, an attitude that many believed stemmed from prejudice rather than principle. Today, his smirk seemed to say, "You don't belong here." Marcus ignored the provocation and took the oath with steady hands. "Mr. Johnson, you are the state ethics commissioner, correct?" Blake began, voice dripping with condescension. "That's correct," Marcus replied evenly. "Isn't it true, Norine," Blake continued, "that you have a reputation for being difficult? For pushing agendas that some say are politically motivated?" Marcus met Blake's gaze without hesitation. "My duty is to uphold the law impartially and fairly, regardless of political pressures," he said firmly. "I investigate ethics violations based on evidence, not politics." Blake chuckled dismissively. "And yet some say your investigations are selective. How can the court trust your testimony when you're clearly biased?" Marcus reached calmly into his briefcase and pulled out a thick binder. "These are detailed reports, audits, and case files from my office, documenting every investigation and the evidence reviewed. I encourage you to examine them closely." The courtroom fell silent as Marcus methodically presented facts that supported his findings against Senator Carter. He explained the processes his office followed, the checks and balances in place, and the legal standards required. When Blake tried to undermine the credibility of the evidence, Marcus countered with precision, citing specific statutes and past rulings that had shaped the ethical landscape in the state. As the day progressed, it became clear that Marcus was not just a witness, but a guardian of justice, his testimony weaving a narrative of truth that cut through the haze of political drama. The jury listened intently, impressed by his thoroughness and integrity. When the verdict was finally read, the court found Senator Carter guilty of multiple ethics violations, a decision largely attributed to Marcus's unwavering commitment to the truth. Outside the courtroom, reporters clamored for interviews. Marcus spoke with quiet dignity. "Ethics is not about politics. It's about accountability. My job is to ensure that public trust is maintained, regardless of who is on trial." His testimony not only influenced a landmark conviction, but also sparked statewide reforms to strengthen ethical oversight. The prosecuting attorney's smirk had long vanished by the end of the trial, replaced by a grudging respect from many who recognized that Marcus Johnson was a force to be reckoned with, not because of his title alone, but because of his steadfast dedication to justice.